Those of you that have been following our channel know that in the last few weeks I've been going headlong into experimenting with how to use the excess of compost, the real hot, unfinished compost that our chicken system is generating, how to leverage that in our late winter, early spring to get some additional heat for bottom heat propagation and what have you. And so the other day, I was going through some of these containers that I got off of Craigslist that I filled with potting mix and planted out tree seeds. I did all that in November and buried a bunch of them in wood chips. And it's kind of hard to see, but here's one area. You can see these green flags sticking out where I have
Not sure if you can because of the sun, but
well, there's some here. They're buried under wood chips and snow. Persimmons and pawpaws and hazelnuts and chestnuts, all planted out in these pots with the lids closed and chips on them to protect them from the winter. Well, the other day I came out and I opened up one of the pots that was containing Nanking cherries, and a couple of the seeds had already sprouted. And so I realized, whoop, these are no longer completely dormant tree seeds. They're starting to wake up a little by little, and yet we're going to have 12-degree nights coming up really soon. And so here's a place where we're able to harvest the unfinished hot compost from our chickens. Sasha and I have been going through today and digging out these loads of steaming hot compost. Hopefully that shows up on the camera.
very unfinished compost.
Very unfinished. You can
But
still
hot.
see eggshells and a stray carrot here or there. And what we're doing is putting in these low hoops, these quick hoops, and setting out these pots. So for example, this is Cornelian cherry, a variety called Pioneer that makes really wonderful, huge fruits. This is loaded with about 200 plus persimmon seeds. Another persimmon box. So we'll fill this whole area with these, but before we do so, what I'm doing is taking this hot compost and wood chips, mixing them together underneath these. So I'll lay in another 3 that are open, so they have heat radiating from the bottom. And you can see that treatment, once that's laid in and done, will then clip on greenhouse plastic and bank them with compost. So this one, behind that snow, there's probably 600 to 800 seeds of trees planted in rich soil getting ready to sprout. Once we get past this cold spell, I should be able to take the greenhouse poly off of these, take this windrow of compost that's flanking this whole system, and have it finish up elsewhere. One of the things we've done as well is this was just a pile of rotting wood chips and hay. I've piled up these layers of wood chip, hay, and compost near here. Each of these will be radiating heat out into this general area. So there's one on the northernmost point, which is where some cold wind comes ripping through. And there's some that's just to the left of me here, which is the western point where some more wind comes through. So we're creating this warm microclimate in a place that's pretty marginal. We're just in this like little lull next to the driveway, but we'll be able to put a few thousand tree seeds worth of containers in this area and get us to May in here, all with the compost coming from our chicken system. So that's a little update for today. We'll do another update soon where I address in the chicken yard where we have the bottom heat. That's feeling promising, but we're hitting some roadblocks here and there. But we'll talk about that soon enough.
but it's